Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we will explore how to call external REST APIs in Spring Boot using two different approaches. One is the traditional REST template and the other one that is the new REST client introduced in Spring Boot 3.2. We'll also make these configurations which basically will be used in the production ready by adding the timeouts, error handlings and clean configuration. What we are going to learn in this tutorial? We are going to learn the difference between REST template and REST client. Also, we are going to learn how to call external APIs using both like the REST template as well as the REST client. So here what external APIs we are going to call? So currently I'm going to use the JSON placeholder APIs to use or to demonstrating how we are going to call the external APIs. In real world applications, in most of the cases, we maybe need to call the external APIs. So to calling those APIs, which kind of template we are going to use? So the traditional one is the REST template and the new one is the REST client. Why REST client is the modern replacement for REST template? That also we are going to understand with the example. And also we are going to configure timeout and best practices for the production. So for this, now if we come to the coding part, that how we are going to implement it. So first of all, we need to create one application, Spring Boot application from the Spring initializer. So for what I was saying, like for creating the project, we can create the application from the Spring Boot Spring initializer. So from there we can easily create the Spring Boot application. After creating the application, we can import it into our favorite editor. So here I am using the Eclipse as the editor. Okay. So you guys can use any editor, whatever you like. Okay. So now as a dependencies, first of all, we need to go through the pom.xml file. So here I am using the Spring Boot Starter Web. Why I am using the HTTP client 5 that I am going to explain while doing the code. So why like we have used this HTTP client 5 that I'm going to explain while we're going to write the code. So these are the main important dependencies that are basically used to use the REST template as well as the REST client. Okay. Other than this, these are not the primary dependencies only. These are just improve the kind of development speed. These are not primarily used. Okay, so now like first of all, so now the dependencies is clear, I believe. So now we are going to write the actual code. So for as I said, we are going to use the JSON placeholder as an external service where we are going to call few of the services. So for that, as basically we're going to call the post related APIs. So that's why we need to create the post one of the DTOs which consist user ID, then ID, title and the body. Okay. So now we are going to generate the REST template configurations. So for that we need to defining the class as the configurations, and here we need to create one bean. This is the bean name and it will return the REST template. So here if you see that we are using the simple client HTTP request factory where we are adding the connection timeout. This is the 5 second. If you open this one, so it's a connection timeout, and this connection timeout it's a millisecond. So that means 5 second, it will be the 5 second, and the read time also the 5 second. Once this factory is done, then we need to pass this factory as a in a parameter while creating the REST template object. So using this we can create the REST template bean. Next we are going to use the JSON REST template service, where basically we are going to use this REST template. Using this, we are going to call the services from the JSON placeholder. So here if you see that we are auto-adding, means we are injecting the bean of this REST template, right? And here if you see, this is the base URL for this JSON placeholder. And here we are actually pulling the data from the get all post. It will pull all the post from this service. So this is the base URL, and then we are passing, means using this post API. In return, it will return the list of post array. So this is the list of post they are going to return. So that means using this REST template dot get for object. For post, basically we are going to use the post for object. Here the URL will be same, only it will be the post, right? So this will be the get all the post. It will be the get API for post. This method we are going to use from the REST template. So from the REST template, basically we have used the get for object and another one for the post for object. So this is actually about the REST template, that how we are going to create the bean for the REST template, how we are going to set the connection timeout, how we are going to set the read timeout. Here also we can use the connection pooling and other properties also, but I'm not going to the detail of it. But those are also possible to set it here in the REST template. Once this REST template bean is done, then we are injecting that particular bean, and then using this REST template we are use this method for the get. It will be the get for object, for post for the object. Okay, so these are the implementation for the REST template. Now we are going to talk about the REST client. So for the REST client, basically, so this will be the configuration for REST client. So we need to understand each of the things here. So here if you see, so this will be the similar approach you need to actually follow here also, but slightly different. REST client dot builder. Then here basically we need to pass the factory. So that means here we can pass different type of factories. So here I'm going to use the HTTP client. So that's why you notice that in the pom.xml file I have used this HTTP client 5 dependencies, because as a client I am going to use the HTTP client. Here we can also use some another like client like NetEase, then other also. So because in the REST client we can use different types of factories. So here I am using the HTTP client. So while creating the bean for it, so we are just passing this creating the request factory. And if you notice, while creating this request factory, so it's written the new HTTP component client HTTP request factory, and here we are passing the HTTP client details. What it will consist? It will consist so pulling HTTP client connection manager. So that means efficient, it will be actually efficient handling of many external calls, limits for route, and the total, it will basically protect you from resource exhaustion. Also, like we are setting the connection timeout by set connection timeout, right? Then also we are setting the read timeout, time to leave, time to this idle evictions. This is the connection timeout, time to leave, socket timeout. So these are the details we are setting over here. Also, like we are setting this configuration like this one, like response timeout, and also redirects is enabled or not, right? So then we are basically creating and then return the HTTP client with connection pooling. So here we are setting the connection manager. This is the connection manager object where we are setting the connection pooling, then connect socket timeout, connection timeout, all the properties over there. Then after that it will basically return this closable HTTP client. Then it will finally returning this factory, and then finally we are doing the build. So this is the ways to generating the configurations for REST client. So this kind of configuration we can easily use in our production environment, because this kind of configuration basically uses to improve the connectivity between external services, right? We need to define timeout and all the things, because let's say the external APIs is external services are down, so we don't need to wait, means it's not like infinite times. We need to stop the connectivity after certain time. So that's why this kind of uh, configurations we need to define to setting up the production related things. Product, if we want to deploy this kind of things or use this kind of configuration in production, then we need to use this. Okay, so this is the about the configurations. Next, we are going to use this JSON place. How we are going to call this one? So if you see, we are going to using the AutoWare, the REST client, and here RestClient.get. If you see that, so for REST template, we are using the get. For post object, we are passing the URL and also the return type. Here, we are just calling the get, then URI base URL, then retrieve, and here we need to pass. So this is very simple, right? No complexities over here. Similar for the create, if we want to create the post, then we just need to pass the body, then retrieve, and this is the word. So this is very simple, right? So this is the, we can easily achieve, means we can call those services using the REST client. So like what we did basically here, so we have set the connection pool, set the timeouts, idle connection eviction, redirects, pluggable with REST client, right? So this kind of things basically we did over here. And also, like if we say like what will be the difference between REST template and the REST client. So like both are basically blocking, it's non-asynchronous, right? But the Fluent API basically is supported by this REST client. Also, the timeout configurations, those are basically, we can use the basic kind of things in the REST template, but it is more flexible while we are going to use the REST client. So REST client basically, whenever we're going to use into our new project, or we are going to develop any new application, then it is recommended to use this new REST client. Okay, and also the testing is very easy while we're using the REST client. And if we ask like the why we are going to use this REST client instead of REST template, so REST client uses that, I say that it's a Fluent API, Fluent builder style APIs. It's a cleaner and more concise code. So, and also it offers better control over request or the response. REST template is in maintenance, but REST client is the future proof. And so these are the things, basically few differences between while we are going to, when we are going to compare between the REST template versus the REST client, right? So these are the things that how we are going to use this REST template as well as the REST client while calling the external APIs. Spring Boot offers these two powerful tools to consume the external APIs, while REST template has been like around for years and years, like, but the newer REST client is more expressive and future proof. Use REST template if you are maintaining legacy system, but for the new application, go with this REST client. Don't forget to configure timeout and error handling before you ship your code to the production. So that's all for today's tutorial. If you guys have anything, please do let me know in the comment section. See you in my next videos. Bye bye.